Kevin and Katie got married because they were very much in love. At the time, he didn't realise he was gay. In rural Ayrshire in Scotland, where Kevin grew up, same-sex relationships were simply unheard of.
I didn't really understand or know what gay was at that because of the community that we lived in. And I always knew there was something not quite right. I always did feel very different. I didn't particularly have an interest in girls as growing up. I just thought at the time that might just be a boy thing.
Kevin only ever told one person how he felt, a close friend who died suddenly at 16.
I found it very, very hard to deal with his death. And ever since that moment, I kind of suppressed my feelings and never spoke about them to anybody again from the age of, 15, 16, up until I was 28. And it wasn't until I was 28 when I realised that, these feelings were never going to go away. They were always going to come back and haunt me.
Just over 2 years after their wedding, Katie's fairy tale romance was heading into trouble.
And he started to become very withdrawn. He sort of just ignored me. All the times that he did sort of look at me was like really quite sad, kind of smile. And he was obviously thinking about something, but I had absolutely no idea what was going through his mind.
I did not want to put Kate through any of this because I knew what it would do to her. It was just going to destroy her.
And then he said, I don't think we love each other anymore. And he certainly didn't love me anymore in the way that he used to. And at that point, I suppose that I was kind of thinking that he was looking for me to agree. And I knew that something was wrong, but I certainly wasn't going to say that I didn't love him anymore, because I still did.
And I remember sitting on the sofa and Kate saying to me, please, please just tell me.
And after a lot of coaxing, he just said to me, Katie, I don't find women attractive anymore. I've seen men in a different light.
And in the end, I just said, I think I'm gay. And the next thing I knew is I was sat there with my eyes shut, waiting for something to hit me on the face or the head or whatever. I then just felt arms go round. I then just felt Kate giving me a cuddle and saying, everything will be okay. And I think from that point on, I then knew that I was going to carry this guilt around forever.
Feeling, why us, why me? I'm feeling sort of used. Did he marry me just to have an ordinary life? All those thoughts obviously did go through my mind.
It's been 5 years since Kevin came out to Katie.
From what I know of Kate, she's still in a mourning period. She may have come on 2 years, but for the last 3 years, she's really stood still. She hasn't really moved particularly well.
The whole process is like a grieving process. But it just complicates things slightly more because the person's still alive, but you can't be with them.
Kevin lives near Brighton now. He hasn't seen Katie for 2 years.
The reason we haven't seen each other is probably my choice, because when I do see her, I do have this guilt thing, and it's horrible. It really is horrible.
He just doesn't want me to be in tears yet again. And this is why I have got to stop doing this. I've got to move on. I've got to stop feeling the way that I do.